Hello there, Kyle Katarn here, and it is Wednesday, my dudes. Let's do the comics. First up, we have Darth Vader, issue 22, by Charles Soule and Giuseppe Camuncoli. Fortress Vader, Part 4. Vader is clearly weirded out by what just happened at the end of issue 21. His back is only turned for maybe 5 minutes, and the Mask of the Evil Lord Moment has murdered his architect, possessed her assistant, and offered up his own design for Vader's fortress. Vader transports the Mask of Moment into the Sith Lord cave that he found on Mustafar, but he does it using the Force. He doesn't want to touch it. And I thought it was kind of amusing, the general notion of Vader being like, this thing freaks me out, I don't want to touch it. We got to learn about Moment's early life and his backstory as a Sith, and hot damn, that's some fine Sith storytelling. Really enjoyed the sequence where he explains everything, and the artwork was awesome. So Moment is ostracized from his people for his barbaric works of art. Basically, he butchers humans and creatures and animals and rearranges them into fucked up sculptures, basically. The artwork is absolutely gorgeous in this montage where we see Moment honing his Sith prowess, growing with the dark side. Finally, the Jedi come to stop him as he's creating his latest artwork. And I really like that they were portrayed as basically just robes, really. Faceless representations of the Jedi Order. You know, it works. We don't need to see their faces, and it keeps the audience's focus right where it belongs. The Jedi succeed in stopping Moment, and in the moment of death, his consciousness is somehow bound to his mask. Vader considers putting the mask on himself, but he casts it aside when he realizes that would probably mean losing his individuality and being fully possessed. So instead, he ambushes a bunch of local Mustafarians and forces one of them to wear the mask. Moment tells Vader that the fortress he designed acts as a sort of a key to unlock and focus the dark side energies of the planet. Moment plays a pretty dangerous game. He tries to tempt Vader into giving him this opportunity by telling him that he'll be able to reconnect with Padme through this Force connection. You can imagine Vader's reaction to this, and he warns Moment with a line which is essentially, I've heard that line before. The issue ends with Vader accepting Moment's proposal, and work on the fortress begins. Now, we already know that the fortress does indeed get built. We've seen it in Rogue One, we've seen it in Tales from Vader's Castle. But whether or not it will have this Force connection power remains to be seen, so I guess we'll find out in the 5th and final issue of Fortress Vader. Stay tuned for that. Next up, we have Tales from Vader's Castle number 3 by Kavan Scott, Derek Charm, and Corin Howell. Lena Graff and her comrades are in trouble. Chased by troopers, they take refuge in arguably one of the least safest places in the galaxy, Vader's fortress. G3 sacrifices himself to slow down the pursuing troopers, in a moment that was actually a lot more poignant than I thought it was going to be. He was a bodyguard droid who had bested his programming, become a true individual, a member of the Rebel Alliance. And in the end, he decides to sacrifice that individuality for the sake of his friends. Good on you, G3. I got a chuckle out of Crater remarking on the architecture of the fortress, having just read Vader 22 minutes earlier, which discusses it being built. Trying to calm her friend's nerves, Lena Graff tells the crew a story about when Han Solo accepted a dubious smuggling job to a cursed moon. 1 million credits to bring a statue to a collector, no gangsters, no Imperial blockades. Sounds easy, right? Thing is, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Han is super gung-ho about getting it done and getting paid. Chewie is not down at all, however. He's scared of the curse, and in true Solo fashion, Han completely ignores his reservations and dives in. I liked the design of the cursed moon itself. It's covered in huge thorns as far as the eye can see. Kind of reminded me of Sleeping Beauty when the evil queen takes over and the thorns start growing over the castle walls. Han and Chewie find the crash ship of Karamu, who was a smuggler they both knew, and his dying droid tells them that Karamu has been taken by the Emerald Witch. Chewie freaks out. Han rolls his eyes. Chewie, being a big scaredy cat, goes and stays with the Falcon while Han goes into the forest looking for Karamu. He finds him ensnared in the vines, but before he's able to warn him, Solo takes a face full of some kind of a weird plant gas nectar thing that makes him start aging. Now, I thought this would be a hilarious opportunity for Derek Charm to draw him as Harrison Ford when he ages. No such luck, but I thought that would have been a really funny Easter egg. Suddenly, the evil Emerald Queen descends upon them, looking like a straight-up 90s Batman villain, laying out her backstory for them in a big evil monologue. It was all quite campy. Just when it's about to be over for Han, Chewie comes charging into the rescue. During the mayhem, Chewie is also sprayed in the face by a flower, but he doesn't visibly age, even though he insists that he does, which totally pisses off Han, and I thought that was hilarious. Han throws the statue at the Queen, and it shatters, breaking the curse and weakening her plant powers, allowing Han, Chewie, and Karamu to escape the planet. The story ends with a single thorny flower poking out behind a console in the cockpit of the Falcon. I don't know, guys, that's pretty spooky. Yeah, this was a fun issue. Tales of Vader's Castle has been some great, spooky, campy fun so far, and I hope it continues all throughout October at this level of quality. Really enjoyed it. That's all we got for the comics this week. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out the rest of the channel for more content, reactions, and reviews. Leave me a comment if you have a question or something to say, and as always, may the Force be with you.